Hello YouTube. Some of you may remember this if you remember my old channel. If not, I'll re-upload the old video just after this one. What I planned to do was I have an arrow here, handmade by me, and I have Flint Arrowhead, also handmade by me, good Norfolk flint, and they half together quite nicely. But what I wanted to do was use the cherry resin to glue it together, and previously I have just used cherry resin straight off the bark. You may recall in the earlier video, or rather the video I'm just about to upload, I talk about the cherry resin just being able to melt it and use it as glue. Pine resin usually mixed with carbon, but I recall doing it, just taking it straight off the tree and using it. Unfortunately, I've had this in storage for a while, and it must have lost most of its volatiles, or maybe because it didn't look like cherry resin normally looks to me. It's instead of melting nicely, it is softening a little, but it is carbonizing as well. Even if I get the flame in, obviously it carbonizes, but if I just melt it there, I mean, it gets softer, but it doesn't have its stickiness. So I'm going to try it anyway, hopefully get it on vid. And the lovely smell of cedarwood this has. A really beautiful smell cedarwood has. This is Port Orford cedar and barred turkey feathers for flights, bound on by hand. Plastic knock on the end because plastic knocks are cheap. Not tacky enough yet. Okay YouTube, so now I've actually got the flint head seated nicely in the cherry resin, and it is finally sticking. I found one lump that was a bit more like what I'm usually used to, still had most of the volatiles and the colour in. I'm not sure of the difference, but if only I had time on the mass spec at work I would investigate. So now what I'm doing is just heating the flint, which won't hurt the flint. In fact, they used to find flints in fires. They used to heat treat flints for export. A place called Grimes Graves, one of the first factories in the UK. There we go. Just get it seated really firmly. I'm sorry about the light levels. It's dusk here. But yeah, that's seated nicely. Now this is just for display. If it were for hunting, although obviously I wouldn't hunt big game with a point this size, I would probably bind it on. I do have some nice green hemp fibre, or I could use some of my grass rope actually. That's a bit thick, but I can make grass twine that would do it, or you can use lots of different things. Willow bark is fairly good. For other glues, of course, you can use pine resin. You can use, I've seen bluebell tubers used, although bluebells are a protected species in the UK. Here is just the spin to check. Here is just the spin of the arrow to check how well it is centered and how balanced I've managed to make this flint. So that was pretty good, I think. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Okay, there we go YouTube. That's the half finished, nicely firmly stuck on there. There we go. Pleased with that. And as I was saying, we don't actually know what size they used to hunt big game in the old days. Could have been as small as this. But of course you'd have to be a pretty good tracker. Bigger flints are of course harder to make. I'm much better at small flints like this than I am at some of the biggest arrows I've made. So yeah, there is one whole arrow shaft with flint arrowhead. Personally, I think it's a lovely tradition to keep alive. So there we go. That is, as I said, if I were actually to use it, I'd probably also bind it on. But the cherry resin will do, because it's just for going up on my best friend's wall. Thanks YouTube. Bye.